Coming up in the final episode in the series of the Theme Park News Show, I talk all about Disney's most advanced ride yet that's now open at Walt Disney World. Along with that, I share news on updates coming to Symbolica at Efteling and much more. It's Friday the 6th of December 2019 and this is the very festive Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome to the final episode in the series of the Theme Park News Show. As it's our final episode before Christmas, I thought we'd make it a little bit more festive. Thought we'll come and sit by my wonderful Disney Christmas tree. It's full of ornaments from all the different Disney parks across the world that I've collected over the years. We've got Father Christmas Day just behind me and I'm also wearing my Christmas jumper as well. So Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I hope you all have an absolutely awesome time. Anyway, in terms of new videos here on Theme Park Worldwide, of course we're going to be continuing throughout the winter with daily uploads. We've still got quite a few festive vlogs to come over the next few weeks as we lead up towards Christmas and of course the end of 2019 and into 2020. Along with that, there's on and off ride POVs to come and so much more, including our Planet Coaster series that will be continuing until the park's finished. So make sure you check that out if you do enjoy our Planet Coaster series and watching me build my own theme park. Along with that, of course, there's so much more to come as we move into 2020. Some more unique videos as well that I'm going to be filming as we move into the new year and so much more. So as always, we always have a bit of a freshen up on the channel for the new year. Next year, there's so much new stuff coming and I can't wait to share it with you guys when we move into the new year. Anyway, let's move in then to some news. Of course, we've had lots of different news from various different theme parks all across the world throughout the whole year and it's time to wrap it up now with our final news on the tracks. So before we move in with this first news segment, just want to say a big spoiler alert for anyone who is trying to keep it a secret what happens on the new Rise of the Resistance ride at Walt Disney World in Florida and the soon to open version over at Disneyland in California. I will be talking about it over the next few minutes. If you don't want to hear about the ride and what happens, just skip forward a few minutes and you'll definitely be able to avoid that. But yes, right, this is one of the most anticipated theme park rides ever. It opened yesterday in Disney's Hollywood Studios as part of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and wow, it looks absolutely incredible. Now of course the plans were to actually open this earlier in the year. Disney were having a lot of issues actually putting the ride together and we all thought, you know, this is Disney, they're going to be making sure that it's absolutely perfect and when it opens it'll be worth the wait, and oh boy, it has been more than worth the wait. There's various different on-ride videos that people have filmed, so make sure you check them out. I definitely recommend watching the official live stream what Disney Parks did on their YouTube channel just a couple of days ago, because that talks all about it. It shows you the ride and it's all official. But I tell you what, this looks absolutely incredible. The whole ride experience is around 18 minutes. So that includes sort of going through the first section of the ride, leading up and then onto the main part of the ride. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So the actual trackless dark ride part of it is just under 5 minutes. And that's like the main highlight part of the ride. However, there's so much more in the build up to it. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So really this is two attractions in one, starting off with the journey on a Rebel transporter ship, which is basically a simulator. It simulates that you're moving, however it doesn't really move like much at all. However, from people that have been on it, I was speaking to them this morning and apparently you really do feel like you're moving quite a lot on there. The intention is that they'll arrive at General Organa's base before they can fire up the hyperdrive and then they are captured by the First Order. So that's like what happens there. So, you know, you're travelling along and then you get captured by the First Order. Guests are then led out of that simulator and through this massive room with over 30 stormtroopers, like all looking towards you, animatronics. And I tell you what, it looks absolutely incredible. And you move forward from that onto the trackless ride system. and wow, like this thing looks absolutely incredible. Basically, with this, you're sitting there, you've got an animatronic on the front of your ride vehicle, and then of course you move forward through these various different scenes. There's actually a drop section in there, there's pyrotechnic style effects, all done via projection mapping. There's a brilliant moment where a lightsaber is actually put straight through the roof, and it comes towards you. Honestly, it looks absolutely incredible. I definitely recommend, you know, checking out the official POV what Disney have filmed, the live stream what they did, because honestly, this ride is probably the most advanced theme park ride ever built, and it's operating right now at Walt Disney World, and it will be from the 17th of January at Disneyland in California. I can't wait to experience it, hopefully at some point in the near future. More information on that soon. But yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. Is it worth the wait? From watching POVs, it looks like it's going to exceed my expectations. I really liked Smuggler's Run, what's there. I know a lot of people didn't like it as much. However, I was really fond of it. I thought it was a brilliant ride. So with this one, I think it's going to blow everything out of the water. And of course, then Galaxy's Edge is complete. It's got its two big e-ticket rides. And hopefully they're going to improve on the entertainment around the area and stuff now as well to make it more that full-on experience. But there we go. It's now open at Walt Disney World and will be opening on January the 17th in 2020 at Disneyland in California. Still talking about Hollywood Studios though, we've got some more information on another ride that's going to be opening in 2020, and that is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where there's still a lot of information to be released on this. It's in the building that used to be home to the Great Movie Ride, one of my favourite Walt Disney World attractions. I was gutted when they took it out. It was a really nice mix between physical set pieces, use of live actors, screens, and so much more. It had some really iconic scenes in there, and it's a shame that they took it out. However, this will be Mickey and Minnie's first ever ride based around them, and I think it looks absolutely awesome. Here's a new poster what Disney released this week. So the ride's going to be opening on March the 4th, 2020, so just under 4 months to go until this ride opens. And then it sort of means that the transformation of Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World will be complete. I mean, yeah, there's still a few little projects going on with things, such as the new Toy Story restaurant, but in general, that full transformation, removing the Streets of America and the stunt show, the backlot tour, is all complete, and you've got some wonderful new lands, of course, Toy Story Land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and a lot more improvements to the infrastructure around there, like the security area, for example, the fact you've got Disney Skyliner connecting to it. It's exciting times, and it's certainly one of the best parks now in Disney's chain, in my opinion. But anyway, moving on from that, let me know your thoughts down below in the video comments. I'd be really interested to know your thoughts on all the expansions taking place in Hollywood Studios and in general across the Walt Disney Company. Sticking with the subject then of dark rides, and over to one of my favourite ever attractions that's ever been built, and that is Symbolica at Efteling in the Netherlands. It opened in summer 2017, and even though it's 2.5 years old, they're still making improvements to that ride, and some pretty big changes are coming. 3 brand new audio animatronics are actually going to be placed into the attraction, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all implemented and how it comes together, because I thought Symbolica was pretty much perfect. However, I'm not complaining that they're adding even more into there. I'm sure it'll make it even more enjoyable and an even better attraction. But the park have said literally they don't feel like it's fully complete yet. And Dream Flight, which is another dark ride there, is still proving to be like the most popular ride, so to speak, at Efteling. So they want to keep adding to Symbolica, because the plan was when that opened originally for that to be the new draw, the big addition to Efteling that everybody talks about. And Dream Flight is still that. So I can kind of see why they're going back to it and adding more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the changes. There's also going to be some new interactive elements about the ride as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's all implemented. Of course, people on the front row have actually got a little screen in front of them that they can press, like when they look in the mirrors, and it, you know, just does some nice sound effects and that sort of thing. Also, with there being 3 different tours available on Symbolica, use the interactives there. There's going to be a few changes coming to all of that and some more additions, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. But yeah, a spokesperson from the parks actually said that by adding OJ Punctual, which is the main character of the ride, to these spaces, we want to empathise and put a difference in the 3 tours and strengthen the story. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, you've also got Pardoose, who's the mascot of the park, that of course is in the park, is in the ride, and has got a very big part of it. However, they want to put more of OJ Punctual into it as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Of course, there's a lot of people who go to Efteling that watch Theme Park Worldwide. You know that we love the park. It's certainly been a grower. I remember when I first went, I was just a bit confused by a lot of it, and then as I've gone more and more, I've just fallen more in love with the park. I think it's a great theme park, one of the best out there in the world. So yeah, it's coming on nicely, and it's good to see that yeah, Symbolica is getting some improvements. Moving on then to a roller coaster here in the UK that I have been covering quite a lot, and I actually filmed a video on just a few days ago. So I just want you to go and check that out if you've not seen it. It's well worth a watch. I went to Flamingo Land in North Yorkshire to have a look at the construction taking place on their new 10 inversion roller coaster, and let's just say it's coming together really, really well. I'll put in a couple of photos for you just here. However, if you do want to see more, check out the update. I go into much more detail talking about the ride and its history and how it's ended up here in the UK at Flamingo Land. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, in terms of the track installation, it's been done by RCS, and to be honest, it looks like the track's going to be done within a matter of weeks. Things are moving really, really quick. It's been topped off with the lift hill, the loop's now been complete since I filmed that update, and so much more. So it's coming together really nicely. Here's a look at the complete loop there, thanks to this picture that Flamingo Land themselves actually released just a couple of days ago. So check out the video if you've not seen it. The final piece of theme park news comes from Gröna Lund, an amusement park located in Stockholm, Sweden. They're actually continuing with the construction on their new ride for 2021. Now, the reason that the construction process takes as long as it does is because of how the park is. It's very small, it's very compact, but there's various different flat rides, roller coasters, dark rides, and more, all put together in such a small space next to the waterfront. Honestly, if you've never watched our vlog, check it out, and you'll really appreciate how this ride is coming together. They're building a B&M inverted roller coaster opening in 2021. It'll feature 4 inversions, and it'll interact with various different buildings and other rides at the park. Now, of course, they've got to build it over such a long period of time because of the construction site. Basically, they can't operate the park and just shut off the area where the coaster is, because it's going around like 2/3 of the park. So literally, they've done some construction last year, finished it whilst the season carried on this year, doing more work this winter, and then they'll stop work again during the season, and then continue next winter, of course, to finish it off to open for summer 2021. But it's a massive process. Literally, they'll do work on the site and shut it off completely and work on it months later. So what an amazing project. Of course, B&M are putting the coaster together along with the park and their construction service team, and honestly, I think it's going to work really, really nicely. The interaction between the different buildings and rides, that's what makes Gröna Lund. It's a very special park. I fell in love with it when I first went, that much so I went back a year later to go and visit it again. It's a wonderful park, and check out the vlogs if you've not seen them. But in terms of construction updates, we've been sent these, and have a look at these wonderful images. Firstly, just starting off there with the concept art that we've seen there quite a while ago now, when it was first announced a couple of years back. But we've got these construction images, and you can see how the station's actually going to be located underground, very similar to how Galactica is at Alton Towers. Of course, that's a B&M flying coaster, the prototype for it. But yeah, you can see how, you know, the station will start underground, and it comes out of the lift hill, makes its way through the various different elements, the 4 inversions, and then it'll actually come into a brake run before lowering down into the station again, and that's what we can see in these construction images. So honestly, it's coming together really nicely. Brilliant photos there from the park, and I look forward to following the developments as we move into 2020 and up until this ride opens in 2021. You might be thinking, what a long process, but it shows how dedicated this park are to really making this ride something special. It might be the tallest, the fastest, the most inversions, but it doesn't need to be. It's going to be like a nemesis for this park in terms of, I don't mean the fact that it's an inverted coaster, but the fact that it's going to be so compact and in a really nice location. That's what's really going to make this ride, and I can't wait to experience it in 2021. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has suggested news to us in the video comments. Of course, we've used various different websites, Facebook pages from parks, so much more to put all of this news together from throughout the year. So thank you to all of our sources, and of course to all of you guys for sticking with us for all of the latest theme park news. It really has been another wonderful series here on Theme Park Worldwide, and I look forward to sharing our plans for 2020 when we head into the new year. It's now time for your theme park moments. Throughout 2019, you guys have sent in hundreds and hundreds of photos to appear here on Theme Park Worldwide. That's what this section's all about, keeping it interactive with you guys, the viewers of our channel. And of course, if you love our videos, you can see yourself back in a video here on Theme Park Worldwide. That's what it's all about. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you that have supported the channel this year, and of course sent in photos, shout outs, birthdays here for us on Theme Park Worldwide. Without you guys, this section and the channel really wouldn't exist. So thank you so much for all of your support. Of course, we've got our final photos that have been sent in for this final episode in the series, starting off with Aaron on the Jungle Coaster. We then got Matthew with an icon on-ride photo, and then we've got Scott who had a photo with me and Charlotte. Moving on, we've got Sean, loving the name, and Bradley on Wicker Man, and then we've got Eric at Hyder Park. Moving on from that, we've got Jack who had a photo with me, and then we've got Jack and Friends on Galactica. Up next, we've got Joel with the Scorpion Express on-ride photo. And following on from that, we've got Jildu and the family at Plopsa Corvorden. Then we've got Seb at Alton Towers. And then we've got Michelle and the family at Chessington World of Adventures. Moving on from that, we've got Callum outside Icon. Can't wait to get back on that in February. We've then got Gary at Alton Towers there. And also Alton Towers, we've got Nicola. So thanks for sending those in. Then got Laura and Lily at Alton Towers as well. And following on from that, we've got Ian and Finn on Avalanche. And then we've got Zach at Walt Disney World just there. Up next, we've got Benjamin and Will, who had a photo there with me. Next up, we've got James with a hang time on-ride photo, followed by Kian and Warren on Icon. Up next, we've got Thomas and the family there at Alton Towers, followed by Kelly, Dal, Luke and Adam at Winter Wonderland. Hope you had a festive time. Then got Jenny, who had a picture with me and Alex, followed by Chris and the family on Bench at Europa Park. The ride's not actually called Bench, by the way, we just call it that because you actually sit on a bench, like a park bench, and go round on a dark ride. That, and I don't really know how to pronounce the actual name of the ride, but there we go, thanks for sending that one in. Then got Jack on the Smiler just there, followed by Jaden and Alex, who had a picture with me. We've got Madison with a Wicker Man on-ride photo, and then we've got Dennis and Ellen at Phantasialand. Our final photo comes from the Barnes family at Alton Towers Scarefest. There we go, that's all the photos for 2019. Thank you very much for sending them in. Also, we've got some happy birthdays. To a good friend of mine, we've got Amy Hooper. Also, happy birthday to Nathan, Jason, Ian, Sean and Susie. Hope you all have a wonderful birthday. There we go, that is it, the end of the Theme Park News Show. The 2019 series has drawn to a close, and I tell you what a fantastic year it's been. We've done more trips than ever before this year, and I can't wait just to have a little bit of a rest over the Christmas period. Like I said, there's still daily uploads and various other videos coming onto the channel, and of course I'm going to be focusing on those over the next few weeks, and some very unique stuff as we move into the new year. In January, we've got a very special trip coming up, exclusive announcement, a very special trip coming up. I'm not going to say exactly where it is yet, but let's just say I have been there before, but I've not been for a few years, and it's about time I get back to see some of the changes. That's coming up in mid-January, so stay tuned for that here on Theme Park Worldwide. And following on from that, we'll be talking more about what's coming up throughout the rest of the year. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Have a very, very Merry Christmas from me, Charlotte, and everyone who is a part of Theme Park Worldwide. And yeah, what an emotional and amazing year it's been. Honestly, it always gets a bit sad when I do the last episode of the series. But honestly, 2020, we've got so many changes, so much different stuff coming. I can't wait to share it with you guys. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.